His Holiness Vedavyasapriya Maharaj, thank you so much for coming along for this podcast in Auckland here in New Zealand. It is my pleasure, our pleasure to see you here. So thank you so much, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Maharaj, I just want to go back right in the beginning of your life, when you were born, where you were born, and we'll start from there and love to understand a bit more about your life.
Mm-hmm. I was born 80 years back in a small village called Kadod, which is situated on the bank of Tapti River and in state of Gujarat and Surat district, which is supposed to be a very fertile district. And since my childhood, after my birth, within, say, 3 months, generally we used to stay as if it is in the maternity ward of our mother's home.
Yeah.
So when I was that small, I had touch of sadhus.
Mm-hmm.
When my mother was returning to her in-laws' place in Vyara, which is about 25 to 30 kilometers from there, she had to go by bus. And the bus has to cross a river, which is very, rocky.
Wow.
And the big boulders would be there. So they would let all passengers walk within the river and go. Now, my mother was carrying me, So she reminded me after some time that one young boy, he was a student of my father. My father was a teacher.
Okay.
And he is from our own Brahmin family.
Mm-hmm.
He carried me, helping my mother cross the river. All right. Then both of them climbed, in the bus when the bus came to the. So he turned to be a great personality. He when he was young, maybe about 25, 30, he left home. Never married. He was searching after something. He went to, we heard, at that time, after 25 years, and I was hardly 6, 7. So he left home and went to Wardha.
Wardha.
Where Vinoba Bhave's ashram was there.
Yes, that's
so
right.
He loved the ashram's atmosphere, but something was pricking in his heart, So after, reaching to about 40 years, he came to Govardhan.
Wow.
And duly initiated by one Vaishnava sadhu who was the acharya in Govardhan at that time. And he became famous as Thakurdas Baba, And somehow or another, after about 60 years or so, my life, I also ended up in nearby Govardhan. I came to Vrindavan. Radhanath Swami sent me as a residential sannyasi in one of the properties that he was trying to get. That was in 1992 or so. We traveled together, and it was a weird journey. We came to the airport. That was in 92.
Okay.
Both of came to the airport, and we were checking the luggage. But all of a sudden, there was an announcement that all the flights were cancelled because the war with Iraq and
Oh,
the
yes.
United States started.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, and we were at the airport.
Yeah.
So what to do? After some confusion, we were told that your flights are being diverted. So instead of going through Atlantic, you will go through Pacific. All right. So at that time, Chopati temple was already, there. Radha Gopinath were installed. I think Lalita Vishakha came later. But we were carrying from New Vrindavan two artificial statues of cows.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they were in big trunks. So we had a lot of luggage, and Radha Swami was carrying. And when we pushed our big trunk for the way, he said, "What is this? What is this?" Chinese were asking, "What is this?" And Radhana said, "Buddha, Buddha."
Laughing Buddha.
So I said, "Oh, Buddha."
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, go.
So our luggage went through. So I remember that specific. But our flights endured the long journey to go to, I think Fairbanks and Alaska, and then came to Taiwan, then came to Hong Kong. And Hong Kong, we had a little layover, so we went in karmic clothes to, he wanted to get a cordless microphone.
Okay,
And
that's really,
so So anyway, I was only the assistant. So we couldn't find, otherwise it was good. So we were there, and we didn't go to the temple even. But we returned to the airport to catch a flight to Singapore and Singapore to Mumbai.
Wow, what a journey.
That was a journey of more than 48 hours.
48 hours, yeah, to make it from all the way.
That's correct.
Interesting, Maharaj.
That's correct.
Wow.
This is how, the things already, setting. But anyway.
Oh, that's fantastic.
In the childhood, I had a tough time because
Yes,
I was a little dull. I was more playful. And my father was very strict.
Okay.
When he would make me cry, my mother would also cry.
Oh, mother's boy were you, Maharaj?
Yeah. But it's not only that. We have a joint family.
Yes, that's right. Back
uncles
in the day.
and they always keep me in their,
Shelter.
side.
Yeah.
But somehow or another, I remember that was a good training.
That's right.
That came through a discipline, and of course, I learned my own lessons. But things would have been other way around. My father was an ardent worshipper of Ganesh.
Lovely, yeah.
And the whole family, being in Brahmin family, we have a system to meet as an evening prayer on Thursdays. And Tukaram Abhangs and other things,
nice,
where we were singing. And I was much attracted towards the devotion aspect. So at the age of 7, I was given Brahminical, Yagyopavit.
Wow. At the age of 7?
7.
Wow, that's really early.
That reminiscence is there. And my father was very young at that time. But when I was around 8 or 9 years old, my father decided to go to East Africa along with 2 of his friends, colleagues, who settled there one after another. And they needed a recommendation. My father was a primary school teacher, so he happened to have very good respect because of his strictness. He was very faithful to the Madhwanis. It's a big sugar estate in Uganda.
Yes, that's right.
And it so happened that when I entered into the high school, standard 10th and 11th, they were not there in Uganda as much. There are hardly 2 or 3 high schools in the whole country. So most of the children would either have to go to UK or India.
Okay.
My father didn't have a British passport. Otherwise, he worked in the British, but he never cared for obtaining the one. So he said, okay, don't worry, you go to India.
Yeah.
So I was sent in India. At that time, only transportation was steamers, 9-10 days, sea journey. so much experience in that way.
Yes.
Of going to foreign country and this and that. And my uncle used to chide me, hey, this is a foreign return.
Yes, that's right. We hear that in India.
and that was like a credit.
Yeah, that's right. So Maharaj, just go back to your beginning again. So you're born in 1940s before independence? 44, before 1947 when India got independence. So I'm fascinated to know about that era of born after Great Depression, because we have been to the Great Depression now, and the World War II is finished. And before independence, you were born. What was it in that era? You were of course, 1947, you were only 3 years old. But what was the feeling at that time, being born in that environment?
The environment, much more is social integrity was there.
Yes.
At the same time, respect to the Muslim community was also there. At that time, there were no riots.
Yeah, everyone worked together.
Yes, and of course, some competitive mood was there.
Yes, yeah.
And that is in different clans, or like Brahmins and Baniyas, and then we have common friends in the school, but we will fight.
That's quite normal. And being in Gujarat, Maharaj, I grew up in Mumbai. I was born in Dubai, but grew up in Mumbai. My early childhood. I know that coming from Gujarat, and I've got a lot of friends who are Gujarati. I can speak Gujarati as well. I'm not Gujarati, I'm a Sindhi, but I can speak that language. I know a lot of people who are born, they're already very nicely cultivated in that spirituality aspect, because they come from that pure vegetarian background. Everybody say Jai Shri Krishna, they don't say hello or hi. So in that environment, I'm presuming in 1940s, it'll be much more closer to spiritual life. And how did you see the spiritual aspect of that growing up inculcated in daily life for you?
Right. You say Sindhi community. Sindhi community migrated during independence.
Yes, that's right.
Lot of shifting. They came through Gujarat.
Yes, right. Kutch.
And we have several Sindhi acquaintances, but they didn't have anything. Right. But they are somehow or another business people, business community. And I had a very good impression that they are so hardworking that even they will make some, dry breads, to be eaten with chai and other things.
Yeah.
And they will sell so cheap, It says Sindhis are well known to make business at the expense of having without profit.
Yes, that's
they
right.
want to establish the credibility.
That's right. Yes.
And
yes.
At a loss, they will do the business.
That's right. Yes.
But they became so successful throughout. Even in the early 2000, I have gone to Spain, and there are so many Sindhi communities.
That's right. Yes.
In the Spain area, they spread faster than even Gujarati community.
That's right, Maharaj. Yes.
In Malaga, the devotees were trying to cultivate, and the Spain Sindhis there, and they wanted to make a temple.
Wow.
And they thought at that time in 2002 that I should become, I should be sent to Spain as a GBC representative.
Wow, that's really good.
Their calculation was that Vedavyas Swami can preach.
That's right.
And we need a person like this.
That's right.
And anyway, that falls as a story.
But yeah, it's great, Maharaj. Because you're right.
I used to travel a lot.
Yeah.
All the way to Key West.
Yes.
Driving alone.
Yeah.
And in the Key West of Florida, at the far end in the sea, there are Sindhi shops.
That's right.
And they would be welcome. I made several life members for New Vrindavan at that time. The Key West was fascinating. They are very hard workers.
Yes,
and I have Sindhi disciples in Indore. And they are very persuasive and pursuant to their target. And
That's
Krishna gave them opportunity.
No, fascinating, Maharaj. I think, look, thank you so much. I just finishing on the Sindhi topic. My grandfather, who taught me, I'm a businessman, as you can understand, Sindhis, but I'm a chartered accountant, so money and business works really well. My grandfather taught me one thing about business, that in business, you can earn money or you can lose money. That's fine. But never ever lose your credibility in the process. Because once you lose that, you're never going to gain that back. So that's the motto of the business that we operate in. And it's not important to make profit. That's a very interesting thing in business. If you do business.
Definitely.
And
they survive.
They survive, that's right.
It's the biggest example of survival against all odds.
Yeah.
That they gave up everything, came empty-handed.
Yes, that's right.
But Krishna gave them opportunity.
Yeah, that's
very resilient community.
No, thank you very much, Maharaj. And I really appreciate my Sindhi viewers. If you're watching this, take that a note of it. This should be advice to for all of us to look at.
I'm acknowledging and giving certification. The Sindhis are very resilient and they are Krishna conscious, very Krishna conscious.
Yes.
Julelal, on Julelal's mukut, they put peacock feather.
That's right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No, we used to go in car. There is Sindhi in Mumbai.
Yes.
And we were giving programs there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all. And also one thing is about Sindhi community, a lot of people don't know, is that our charity. It's part of it. So followers of Julelal, people who follow that, Hinduism is the main religion. And that's why the reason why which, when the partition happened, all the Muslims migrated because they want to protect their religion.
When you are talking of Dubai, I had gone several times and they've kept program in Sindhi Hall.
That's right.
And it's very funny. We have to cover the head. That is compulsory.
Yeah.
So I used to take out my uttariya to cover and then we'll chant, dance and do kathas. Yes.
So
in Dubai, they also have been settled for a long time.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, of course, Gujarati and Sindhis,
very close.
It is very difficult to, they're part of Gujarat.
That's right, Part of it, that's why I could speak Gujarati well as well, because even though it's not the language, Sindhis are, as you know, the Gujarati Sindhis work very closely. And it has a similar sort of personality as well, in terms of trade and business and spirituality and nationalism as well. So they work together quite closely. But coming back to you, Maharaj, now, how many siblings did you have? Were you only child of your?
No, I was the eldest of total 5 siblings.
Okay.
I had one sister, but she left the body a couple of years back. Then there is another and the third one. They are two. They are all sisters. But the youngest was a son who was born in East Africa, and is all right somewhere. I don't know where he is.
Okay.
But anyway, he's I think, serving as a manager in MedPath Labs he was then that, but I don't know
much
of him.
Yeah.
Only my sister, youngest sister, she was, she has been close to him, and she feeds some messages, how is he doing or whatnot.
Yeah. So are you in touch with any family members that you...
No, except one sister.
She's in touch with you.
Because her husband is a doctor, and we have a family disease called diabetes. But that brother-in-law took care of my father, my mother, and he's taking care of me whenever I go.
Fantastic.
So we are having a close medical relationships.
That's right. And I think it looks so fascinating and great that, he's serving a pure Vaishnava, in that service. That there's a progress already made in his life, and the great inspiration that we are getting from you, like this, I'm sure the entire community, they'll be getting from there as well.
They are very appreciative. They are Krishna conscious, and they have entered after retirement. Naturally, and we still have. I generally give one visit whenever I visit United States.
Yeah,
So
that's fantastic. So now, Maharaj, you're born 1944, and now after that, you were 7 years of age when you left India, or when did you actually leave India? No, I
think it was around 9.
9 years of age,
right? And the youngest sister was just born. She was hardly 3 months old, and we have to travel to East Africa.
Yes.
From Mumbai in a steamer.
That's right.
In the steamer, and as if I have to take care of everybody. That because I'm the only male child.
Yeah, that's right. The pressure on you. So now you're in East Africa. How was the life in East Africa, Maharaj?
Oh, pretty smooth, easy, because in 1935, when the Indians were brought by Britishers to lay the railway from Mombasa to Kampala, in East Africa, they got settled. They got land, and they became business and resilient. So within, I think, 1520 to 30s, and we went in 1956. My father was there in 1954 in East Africa.
Yeah.
So in 56, when we went, and the youngest sister was only 3 months old.
Yeah.
And she had caught up some respiratory disease.
Okay.
And she was very much aggrieved. But mother with 3 children, I mean, how much a mother would be resilient in traveling to take care of all of us. And I remember in the steamer, I caught up smallpox.
Oh, that was I remember that was the
yes,
was a viral that was happening, correct. Smallpox, yeah.
And I still have some spots on my body since then. So my mother had to hide me in a girl's dress and cover the head, so nobody can see my face. And
very intelligent mother, she's looking after you really well there,
And the boxes were, completely covered by talcum powder, so nobody.
Oh wow!
Right.
Yeah.
So and my father came to receive us, and I saw the benevolence of my father at that time, because I was high fever, smallpox. There is no remedy. So in Mombasa, we had to delay staying for about a week or so. And they were looking for neem leaves.
Yes,
the
that's
bitter
neem leaves,
leaves are the only medicine.
That's right.
So I have to sleep on the bed made up of
Neem leaves. Wow, yeah.
So my father saw the sickness for the first time, and he was benevolent. You know, he brought a whole 15-pound can of cashew nuts.
Okay.
Because cashews are very famous there.
Yes.
They were damn cheap.
Yeah.
You know, so he said, "I brought for you. You get well, I will give you."
Okay.
So anyway, I used to go and travel with my father, you know, to get sabjis.
The local market.
Local market.
Yeah.
And all of that, we will go walking, and some of his colleague teachers, they also walk. And at that time, I heard when they were talking between each other, they said, "He knows geography more than me." You know?
Yeah.
And somehow it stuck in my mind.
Yeah.
And I was having a keen observation, you know, during my travels, as if the geography is very familiar to me, you know. One time, one of my disciples was traveling about couple of years back, you know, in USA. And I said, "Look, that is I-55, which is going on. It goes from Chicago all the way to south in Houston." I said, "Maharaj, how do you know from airplane this route?"
Because you're good at geography, isn't it?
That's correct.
That's right.
But that kind of observation helps you to even in old age, you know, that you cannot get lost.
That's right. You know, at least, that's right. You're organized. You know your things, you know.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's great, Maharaj. Just coming back to the chicken pox, it must be really, really hard to manage yourself, be in isolation. And I give full credit to your mother. I think she's been really creative, you know, in terms of making it work.
She hid me in a girl's dress because if they ever find out, they say, "No, you cannot
come." Yeah.
You know, so
that's been really creative and being thinking on the spot on a feet to make that decision to make sure that you should travel with you. So come on, tell me about your relationship with your mother. How was it? Because I know you have got a very humorous relationship, you know.
Of course, all the boys are leaning towards the mother.
Absolutely.
And the girls leaning toward the father.
Father, that's right.
So naturally, especially mother has most of the job done to be in kitchen. So I would hang around.
Yeah.
You know, later on I learned so much from her that sometimes she calls me to fix up anything.
Okay.
You know.
The cooking you mean? Or?
No. If she makes and something is not working out in the kitchen, said, "Can you fix this?"
Oh.
So I learned how to fix the,
the mixer.
Anything. Suppose something is burnt, and then how would you take it off?
Yeah, okay.
You know, with and it is a little hard job, so she hands over to me to do, you know. So I learned a lot, and especially preparation and the proportion, everything. So, of course, it's not only food relation.
Yes.
Later on, you know, after I took sannyas, both my father and mother, they came to me. They always call me Bhagirath by the first name. You know, I said, we need to get initiated.
Wow.
You know, they were chanting, I was introducing, and I had a lot of arguments with my father about the demigod worship, and because he's ardent worshipper of Ganesh.
Lord Ganesh, yeah.
So, but I convinced him.
Wow.
You know, and I had to, you know, at the time of initiation, both of them were put in my charge.
Wow.
So I had to take care of them all life.
That's really...
My mother got initiated twice, Brahminical for her, because she wanted to have worship of Radha Shyam Sundar deities.
Wow.
So I gave her, and they are still worshipped by one of my disciples.
Wow. So he passed the legacy now.
Yeah. And you can say the leaning of children towards the mother, I mean male children towards the mother, my father always observes that part. Yeah, how much this guy is intimate to his mother and not with me. It so happened when Tamal Krishna Maharaj passed away on the same day, I had to leave Mayapur. And I paid my last respect, and I had to go because my tickets were waiting at the airport, Calcutta airport, and I had to leave. So you are going to Singapore first and then fly out, So you stay and preach because there are so many disciples of Tamal Krishna Maharaj.
That's right.
So I happened to be there. And they organized 2-3 programs immediately. And I had to pacify everybody. I know one Mataji, young devotee, she is from Singapore, but originally, yes, but she was pretty much smart. She came crying and said, Maharaj, why this way only? He has dedicated his life. And I said, what's wrong in it? What's wrong?
Yeah, it's difficult for the disciples, isn't it?
They were thinking that a devotee is always Krishna conscious and he should remember Krishna, at the time of death. But this was a sudden impact, and as if he may not have any chance to remember Krishna. So I said, Mataji, where did you learn this? Don't speculate. Srila Prabhupada assures this, that even though a devotee cannot remember Lord Krishna at the time of death, but Krishna remembers what he has done.
Yeah, that's right.
In his service. What is more important?
That's right.
If you remember Krishna or if Krishna remembers you.
That's right.
Krishna will only remember you when you are, performing very favorable service to him.
Krishna,
he remembers. So this way I'm pacified, and then I flew. My mother was waiting in an operation theater. I had to sign to give, she was going to be operated for open heart bypass surgery as well as heart valve replacement surgery.
Same time?
Yeah, same time.
It's a big surgery.
So it's a double surgery. And I gave my father was very ill. He was diabetic too. 2002. This is the situation. So I immediately hired a car and I was taking care of both of them. And then my father also fell pretty sick. So he has to be admitted in other hospital. And so one of my younger sister was available. She came down and both of us were taking care. Younger brother was also there, so there was no problem. We would be taking turns in that. So,
so were they okay after that? Did they came out successfully? Or?
No, after their relief from the hospital, we had to hire a visiting nurse to take care of them. My sister would be there, but because I was engaged as a regional secretary in North India, so I had to go and execute my services within a long time.
That's right.
This was a sudden situation, so...
But fantastic, Maharaj. You did all the services.
Yeah, but the important point is now, when I was ready to go, my father said, when are you coming back? This time you have come for your mother. When are you going to come for me in my emergency? I said, I'm leaving towards the end of May. June is the only one. I will return in July. He says, I don't trust. So I said, okay, you send me a message and I'll come. really, I was in Bangkok, and I got a ticket, a cheap ticket, $800 to go to USA from Bangkok, So I took that ticket. I said, let me go to Australia, preach and come back. This is my date. But as soon as I reached Australia, I got an email. My godbrother said, come, father is in emergency. And, so I immediately gave this ticket to get refund and get me another ticket, one of my disciples there. And I went through Japan and USA. It was such a long ride. But nonetheless, when I arrived, I said, we are going to start in the evening. He said, don't come. My mother said, don't come. Come tomorrow early morning. You have to have rest. Father is okay, unstable. He was on ventilator. They revived him.
Okay.
They revived him. He was on the ventilator. So now I have to do the bed job again to give the doctors permission to remove the ventilator and live on his own record. So he was conscious, and when you came,
You did say that. Finally, yeah.
And he was happy. So I had jet lag and everything.
Yeah.
So during the daytime, I thought, okay, now things are a little stable. I'll go. But my nephew, he was there. He's a young lad. He was a medical student. My youngest sister's son, So he was there. So after removal of the ventilator, they were monitoring him, how long he may last. You never know. I was drowsy. I was taking rest in nearby room. And he came to wake me up. Mama, come. Father is calling you. I said, okay. So he said, I want to go, So I said, all right. Now, I don't want anybody to cry here. My mother was there, sister was there, nephew was there. And I said, I want to chant Hare Krishna.
Wow.
Will you be able to? So I picked up from my left hand his head, and I leaned, and I started for 10 minutes chanting, and he left in my hand.
Wow, Maharaj, that's so touching and fascinating story.
Now, even though I'm a sannyasi, they see me as a devotee, and he said, you should be there at the time of.
Yeah.
So similarly, after 6 years, after 4 or 5 years, my mother also left, but I was there.
And you chanted again
time.
For her.
Yes.
What a perfect departure, Maharaj.
That's correct. So I was very, very, very relieved.
That you did your duties.
When my father passed away, I said, no process of, people who will come, no gossiping, nothing. I will give class on Bhagavad Gita, and I gave for 13 days.
Bhagavad Gita.
Wow. So the year my father passed away, the next year, one of that doctor who was oncologist himself, he was suffering from blood cancer. And he called me. And we chanted in the hospital for... And next, when he passed away, his wife said, oh, Maharaj, can you give the class the way last year you gave that? So I said, no problem.
Very good.
So at least whatever the impression, Krishna Consciousness was there, it was executed with bold presentation.
I think, yeah. Maharaj, this is so fascinating. This is so personal. Like, I can feel that.
That's correct.
These
talks have not been disclosed to many people. They do not know even.
Yeah, that's right. This is so personal. I can feel that. Then how you actually, being a sannyasi as well, you've carried on your duties as a son with both your parents, and how you made sure that
because they are devotees, we can't discriminate them.
That's right. And you did. This is so fascinating. This is actually a lesson for all the sons and daughters to make sure that we actually serve our parents sincerely and do the right thing that is needed, and and make sure that we don't get caught up in a lot of other things. But if you focus on just Krishna consciousness and Bhagavad Gita as a message, it's more fulfilling and achieves much more better results than getting caught up.
This is the way actually I learned to communicate with my disciples also.
Yes, okay.
If my disciples or acquaintances who are in genuine trouble, I'll be with them, guiding, making them understand. And they feel the presence of a well-wisher within them.
Wow.
What can we do the best? Communicate and spend time. Since 2004, I'm retired from administration, and I didn't want any kind of such responsibility which will deviate your purpose of life, that you have given up the whole life for Krishna consciousness. Why should it be disturbed by administration?
No, fascinating, Maharaj. Now just go back again, Uganda. There was a bit unrest in Uganda, and it was not easy to stay in Uganda because there was a big coup happened in 1972, approximately, right. I think. And a lot of people left Uganda because of that. A lot of people went to UK. Some people went to America and other countries in the world.
Right.
Where did you? What happened?
This is most interesting. Of course, I was trying to. I did research in soil science and agriculture chemistry as a biochemist in Makerere University. That is also by my father's grace that his boss, Jayant Madhwani, personally took interest in me to situate there instead of getting an other ordinary job. And then I was trying that people were trying to shape those who were educated people naturally, but it was tough. But during the 70s, early 70, 71, I have applied for migration to Canada and USA, both. And the Canadian government were easy to get the visa, so I had Canadian visa. But I said, let me see the result of USA. And we got USA visa, so I threw away Canadian visa. This was in 71.
Right.
Okay. And we flew. Yeah. Of course, expatriation and the money we could not take. My father had to send. Yeah. Okay. Now, I migrated in September 71 to USA, and we were looking for some cheap flight because we were not carrying much money, and we stayed for about a week in London with friends and their acquaintances, and so much so the pub culture in London, oh my God, they eat anything and everything, and that was a little disheartening. But what can you do? We got USA ticket in a Laker Airways.
Okay.
That is also called a SkyTrain.
Okay, all right.
They're damn cheap.
Okay.
40 pounds.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were supposed to land in JFK.
Yeah.
But it so happened they were not given permission to land.
Really?
So we ended up in Niagara Falls Airport. And way in the north.
Yeah.
Niagara Falls Airport. And we got our passport. But then they have to pay for the local flight, from Buffalo. We came by bus, and then came to LaGuardia Airport, not JFK. So in LaGuardia, we had to take a taxi, and we did not know where to go, left or right. We have nobody, no acquaintances, nothing. So a friend of mine and we started from, East Africa together. He was my co-teacher also at that time. And we decided. So somebody said, "Oh, you should drop at 34th Street and 7th Avenue. There is a YMCA there." And we ended up staying on YMCA for 21 days till we get something, a kind of group living,
Situation like flatting.
Right. But at that time, the cost was hardly $4 per day to reside. And we did not know what to eat. So somebody said pizza is the best.
Oh, yes, Italian.
and we have to take up any service available. So I got a $2 an hour job, as a postgraduate, nothing but $2 an hour. It was quite humiliating, but we tolerated this situation. But within 5th day of my stay
in USA,
in New York, there was a devotee also working in the same, and somehow or another, we used to get together during lunch break.
Really?
He would give me prasadam.
Wow.
And I was eating junk. So devotees were there from the very beginning. He gave me a Sunday Love Fist card. They said, "Come to the Henry Street." We never went out anywhere, but I kept the card. So we shifted from YMCA to Hoboken. It's an opposite in New Jersey, just across the river. And so many Indians were,
that's right. New Jersey,
and there were no grocery stores. But this was the early beginning, some entrepreneur, those who come with blood, Gujaratis, want to do business. So they saw this is the opportunity. Started importing the goods from India in a small scale, and then they became big giants, because this is the
big demand,
daily necessity for everybody. We would try to find out who has a family by the weekend, so we can go there uninvited and knock their door. "Prabhu,
need some."
Can we have dal rice chapati sabji? They know it. Please come. That's such an hospitality.
Yeah, that's right.
So we became friends, and things started growing from there. And one time I took all of my friends. Let's go to Hare Krishna temple because this is the card. This is the Love Fist, and oh my God. I had Radha Govinda's beautiful darshan.
In the Brooklyn temple?
In Brooklyn,
yeah, that's right, yes.
In Henry Street.
Yes.
That was the first visit. This is how things were manifesting gradually. But devotees never left me. Even I was in Hoboken for about 3 months or so. They would come and visit me every weekend. They will bring prasadam.
Water.
They will touch me only and nobody else out of 10.
Wow.
Okay? They will always travel in two. And I still remember one. He's still there. Ganga Mantri Prabhu.
Ganga Mantri Prabhu.
When I got my research job, they would come to my lab in the hospital just to see me. They didn't coerce me, nothing. They neither invited me, but they will bring Back to Godhead magazine or something to read. But because I was ardent reader, daily practice of Bhagavad Gita recitations, and they loved me only.
So much love, Maharaj. I can feel it.
Yeah, but, so I was naturally attracted, and then I started visiting. In 95, they moved from Henry Street to 340 West 55th Street. Okay, so I would go on the weekend, and they were refurbishing everything. Deities were not there yet; they have to be brought, right? So then, seeing the congregation, and this was 340 West 55th Street, was 13th floor high.
Yeah,
building.
That's right.
Very prestigious. So finally, after 2 years in 77, I got a little small apartment to live. So fine, Krishna.
So when did you meet Srila Prabhupada? What happened in that connection?
I had darshan of Srila Prabhupada in 76.
76. Oh, so were you in the same room as Srila Prabhupada?
No.
Okay.
I was working in New Jersey, but I had to come to New York every time. And weekend is the only way. Right? So, Krishna had a different plan for me. In 77, March, I moved in the temple.
Wow.
But I had also a choice whether to continue services or not.
As being a scientist.
Right. But we made a deal with the devotee. If I give 50%, then they will be satisfied. So I gave 50%.
Wow.
And whatever it is, they took care of me.
Very good. That's awesome. Yeah.
So in that sense, association of the devotees was perfect.
Yes, that's right. I can feel it. That
and I never gave up devotee association. I wouldn't go and try somewhere else. Even when devotee association is devotee association.
That's right.
So,
so Maharaj Prabhupada, when
he came in 76 for Rath Yatra.
Yes, okay, Rath Yatra. That's
correct.
Right. Okay.
So during that time, I was also engaged. I would come and do some remodeling type of art. Is little bit. From the very young age, I had to do sand painting, the rangoli and other things. I have won accolade and some local town awards.
And your mother got the credit for that as well, because she must have taught you all this.
They will help me. Yeah. Even in the childhood, I was an ardent worshipper of Lord Krishna and Ganesh.
Because your father was Ganesh.
That's correct.
That's right.
I would make my own Ganesh.
From your rangoli, is it?
No. From go to the little reservoir.
From the clay
and the lake,
okay.
and dig the dirt.
Oh, really?
But this was not nice dirt.
Yeah.
So when Ganesh's hand dries off, then it falls off also.
Oh.
So I have been only constant repair work. So my uncle would laugh. Look, but I was persistent.
Yes, okay.
My mother would make nice preparation called shiroto to offer to Ganesh on that.
Yeah, that's right.
So anyway, but this was, and the street boys would join me for Visarjan.
Visarjan as well, yeah.
Because they get free prasad.
That's right, yeah, that's a big thing, isn't it?
Right.
So Prabhupada, Rath Yatra, what's happening there, Maharaj?
See, Srila Prabhupada was very sick.
Okay.
Even in 76, these were the critical days for him. But he came. He came to New York, and I became life member in November 1990. 74.
Okay.
November 74. And Sridhar Swami would come to get $25 towards the payment of membership. Right? So anyway, the same Sridhar Swami became so much fun. Hey, Vedavyas, we were his jolly swan.
Yes, that's very jolly. And like you as well, Maharaj.
That's correct. So when Tamal Krishna Maharaj passed away on that day, I had to run to the airport for getting my flight. Yeah. But at 1:00 in the afternoon, I was supposed to give my turn of eulogy to Tamal Krishna Maharaj, just to pacify the Chinese devotees, those who came for the first time in Mayapur. So even that day, early morning, I led the Mangalarti because they know I will be going any time. I led even Nashinga prayer. And they say, Maharaj, you do the Tulsi Puja also. So all three are covered. No, really, I did. And as soon as the Tulsi Puja was finished, the announcement came for Tamal Krishna Maharaj. I saw him before that sumo drove him up like a zoom in excitement. And I said, oh, wow, how come he's traveling like this? So, and when Tamal Krishna Maharaj was left, I was in limbo. So my godbrother said, I have to go, because I was worshipping my deity also, Radha Shyam Sundar. So I had to go and take care of them. So another sannyasi, he took over. I said, I'll lead the kirtan, keep on doing. And it was so intense, everybody were completely devastated. And I was supposed to glorify Tamal Krishna Maharaj. My turn came at about 1:00 in the afternoon. And Sridhar Swami was, managing the speakers. And so I was describing some of my interactions with Tamal Krishna Maharaj. So a phone call came. And Sridhar Swami said, Vedavyas, it's a phone for you. Go, attend it. I disregarded him. Okay? After 2-3 minutes more, again the phone call came. And he became so angry, he took away mic. Go, otherwise Singapore Airline, will not issue the ticket. You are supposed to go. And by the way, when I die, tell I made you life member. That is Jolly Swami.
That's exactly how it is.
He can cut through. I said, okay, Maharaj. Okay. And I have to leave because Mike was not there. What is there to speak anymore? But these are unforgettable moments. Are there.
I remember, Maharaj, I must have read or heard it somewhere that Tamal Krishna Maharaj personally told you to look after the disciples and look after them. And I have personally, this is my research when I was doing my research, that all this while I've seen personally that you genuinely look after Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj's disciples so nicely. Sometimes I feel that...
What happened? What happened? Tamal Krishna Maharaj didn't come to Mayapur for 7 years because he took leave of... He had to do PhD in Oxford and this and that. So, in that year, 2002, he was coming for the first time.
After 7
years.
Okay.
And Tamal Krishna Maharaj also came to celebrate his Vyas Puja.
Yes.
In Fiji.
1997.
And 1997. And a few of my godbrothers also joined. Those who were living in Dallas, Texas. The president of Dallas Temple was also there and this and that. Morning Bhagavatam class, I went to listen. He said, put another Vyasasana for him.
Okay, for you.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
That was in 98 98.
98.
And this something like that I have to give class simultaneously. He said on the spot, can you do this impromptu? I will speak and you translate into Hindi. You speak in Hindi and then translate back to English to me.
Okay.
So he was giving me 2.5 times job more than him.
That's right.
On the spot. And I would do, then it's really, lot of endurance is required.
Yes, right. Changing all that, different languages.
But he's such an impromptu personality, as if it is so natural for him. But he puts everybody to the test.
That's right.
That is Tamal Krishna. So anyway, in 2002, I had gone to Fiji in month of January.
Yes.
For some padayatra. They invited me and I went. And everybody was writing so much. Oh, Maharaj took seminars in search of absolute truth. That was the title I was teaching about, and with a lot of fanfare and audio visual and so many things. Oh my God! So when Tamal Krishna Maharaj came during GBC meeting in month of March, he came on 7th March. Remember. He got so many letters from his disciples in Fiji about me. He remembered.
Okay.
He hugged everyone as a formality. He came to me and hugged me. Oh, Vedavyasapriya, great. You are doing great. I said, what? My disciples are writing that you went there and supported them.
Yeah.
That's good. I want you to go every year and help my disciples.
Very good, yeah.
All right? And that was the first message.
First instruction,
right?
yes.
And the same GBC meeting, that Spain proposal to make me GBC was there.
Okay.
Because I was running an orphanage. I started in Bharatpur, ISKCON center also within the orphanage.
Okay.
So I have 75 children. They gave me, and I helped the administration in Vrindavan for the Srila Prabhupada 100 centennial celebrations. I was given in charge of the cooking.
Cooking, yes.
All right.
Yes, Maharaj, and you're a very good cook. I remember Italian food.
But somehow or another, but I had to manage cooking and everything. And we did it. And even though we had to take a 2 lakh rupee of a loss, and 2 lakh, Mayapur also took the loss because 800 Russians devotees are coming. And they paid for their ticket, but they also paid to somebody the festival fees.
Oh.
And somebody ran away with that money.
Oh,
Krishna. So they are coming and they are helpless. So we had to take the loss. We had to feed them.
Absolutely.
800 people. And one Russian can eat 8 times more than. So we have to meet a challenge, You better believe. But overall result was so fantastic because I had the Vanar Sena from Bharatpur. All my children will be coming, and helping. And there are 35 cooks and shifting this way, that way. So they were helping me to purchase everything from Bharatpur. Yes. Because I was told, don't purchase any damn thing from the local vendors because they are misusing us.
Yes, that's right.
I said, okay. So everything, even from banana to gulab jamun, everything was coming from Bharatpur. And damn cheap.
Yeah.
Damn cheap. We would purchase a paseri, means 5 kilos, in few rupees.
Wow. Yeah.
And they will give. And saying sadhu is doing shopping, so they will give free.
Free, yeah. That's a lot of
so much. Yeah. So much prasada.
Yeah.
And I purchased what you call uncommon sweets.
Uncommon sweets. Like, for example?
Bistro.
Bistro.
From Bharatpur.
Okay.
And even though the Central Year celebrations were in the month of, August, September, that was because Prabhupada's birthday was
That's right,
becoming,
at that time, yeah, that's right.
So 100th anniversary. So that is not a conducive season. But I said, I like bistro very much. So I want to feed everybody that never tasted in their life.
Yeah.
It's like a roll, a roll of heavy cream, kurchan, but it is wet and very sweet. And they put nuts and other things.
After the Shrikant, little Shrikant inside
No.
No Shrikant.
This is plain and simple, but it melts in
mouth.
So I have to create a cold room.
Wow, Maharaj, I'm feeling so hungry with this.
I have to put in a cold room.
Yeah.
We brought about 7-8 big blocks of ice and kept all these sweets, preserved. Anyway,
served everybody. That's really great, Maharaj.
There are so many things, happen. But overall, I had given them 62,000 rupees worth back.
Yeah, people, everybody.
Right. We maintained, and there was no loss, nothing. But there was always a gain. So somehow or another, I became a regional secretary and this and that. And for so many years, until 2004, Please. I said, yes, Maharaj, I love Fiji. It's my second home. And in 3 days, he left the body.
Yeah.
So I consider that to be a divine intervention to mold my trajectory, and pay attention in preaching Krishna consciousness.
Yeah. See that's your
correct.
mood. I can see
That's
it, Maharaj.
correct.
You have that sort of love for him, isn't it?
No, definitely.
I can see that relationship must be so strong between you and Krishna.
Their respect, that's good enough.
Yes. The love and that bond is so strong. I can see that, that friendship.
Even many moved here, we still have relationships. Chant, eat prasadam, and talk Krishna Katha.
That's right. Now, Maharaj, my question around that story, is it correct that you found Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam?
No.
Okay, no.
This was in New York.
Okay.
In 1975.
75, okay.
I already became life member, but because we were giving little money in the membership,
Sridhar Maharaj?
Right. So during December, in New York, they make Christmas lighting all over with pomp and great, and Christmas trees are lighted. So Rockefeller Center in Manhattan is a very famous place.
Yes.
My parents were there. Because my father migrated from East Africa, right within, in 1971, September, I came to New York, and the trouble started in 72.
That's right.
Right? So my father was retained. So for the safety, he sent the family back to India, and everything was standstill because the primary schools were kept open, secondary schools were closed, So my father was a teacher in primary school, so he was held up with some others too. So they have to manage their families to go, and it was quite critical. Several nations were coming forward to take up the not expatriate, but refugees.
That's right, yes.
So America was taking only 500.
Refugees.
Refugees.
Yeah.
and one has to be graduate. That was their criteria. Old people cannot. Now, I was in USA. I said to my father, you go and apply. I'm sending you a support certificate that you will not be at public charge and anything. So you go and present there. My father went, see, you are an old man, you are retired, and what will you do? Your son is there, but we need graduates, So, sorry. So he was returning, but somebody yelled at him, "Hey, Mr. Vyas, can you come here?" I said, "What?" My father went, "Yes, can you help us?" My father said, "What?" "Can you get us sugar? We don't have sugar to drink our coffee." It is such a shortage that everybody was struggling.
Yeah, in 72.
72. And my father said, "How much do you want?" Because we were working in Madhwani sugar estate.
Sugarcane, yes, right. Sugarcane estate.
And every month, even I used to get about 1 kilo of free sugar.
Yeah.
So my father was piling up. So next day, he took up about 25 packets and brought to embassy, and they gave him green card.
That's how he got his green card.
That's why my father was able to enter into the United States.
Okay.
Then he brought the whole family back. But that is amazing. It's something, uncommon situations have gone through. So anyway, he got the green card.
Yeah.
He came. So in 75, he went to see this Rockefeller lighting.
Yes, in New York.
In New York. He said, "Before I take everybody else, why don't I?"
Yeah.
But at that time, if you see the printing of first canto, first volume, was done in about 500,000 copies. So devotees were showing free.
Free.
So even if somebody doesn't want, but he catches, but then he says, "Oh my God, this is some Hindu literature." They will dump in the garbage. My father saw in the garbage, so he picked up.
Canto 1.
And he brought.
Wow.
I read it and finished. So I was very determined because such a profound, message that in the purport Srila Prabhupada gave in the first canto, first volume.
It is absolutely, that it's
surcharged with so much potency. In the beginning, he did only 3 volumes of the first canto, but these are so essential. And on that strength, Prabhupada came to USA, bringing 3 trunks full of these books. So
that was amazing, Maharaj. So you must be 21 years of age then.
No.
1944 you were born.
Yes.
Yes, so 31.
I was in the early 30s.
31 that time, 31. And you basically got Bhagavatam taste and...
Yes.
That's it.
And that's about it.
That's it. After that,
that curiosity kills the cat.
Yeah. Curiosity kills the cat.
So this is the thing. And so my father did not read. But I read. I was reading other literatures too of Srila Prabhupada, but Bhagavatam did the job.
That's it.
Yes.
After that, we were committed. So when did you take sannyas? Which year was this, Maharaj?
1986.
86.
Yeah, we were about 8 candidates in a wholesale sannyas ceremony in New Vrindavan.
The beautiful place, now. Yeah.
So then we were ratified.
That's right. Fair enough.
And it was a friendly talk. Ratification is but it is little what we call customary.
Customary, yeah, that's right, yeah. Because you already, living a life of a sannyasi and preaching Krishna consciousness, then you carried on. So in India, so now it's come back to the projects, Maharaj. What sort of projects are happening now for inspiration of all the devotees now all over the world?
Right. So, Srila Prabhupada always talked about that those who are trained in USA, they should go back to India and preach.
Yes.
That was one impetus that I was told that I have to go back to India. India needs, this is the strategy of Prabhupada. India needs a lot of reformation of consciousness, and Krishna consciousness is the ultimate. So, so many devotees, Radhanath Swami's disciples, systematically came from all educated background, and they virtually attacked the institutions of education.
That's right.
And brought out so many gems, So it is very important that India needs first to revive Krishna consciousness by instilling the seeds of bhakti back and grow. Because that is the only strength. Otherwise, the Hindu strength is not. Even the number is there. But they have been the, most vulnerable.
That's right. Confused, you're right. Yeah,
confused, vulnerable because of ignorance, no systematic teaching.
Our shastras are the basis, isn't it, to learn?
Nobody, whoever came before Srila Prabhupada to America, they never had any educating programs.
That's right, yeah.
Somebody like a magician, they were all acting by having big beard and this and that. No humility, nothing.
No, that's right.
So anyway, Prabhupada got so much support from early devotees that he would always thank them. My spiritual master was so kind upon me that he sent all of you so you can help me to serve him.
That's right. So humble,
Prabhupada is highly obligated to the Western devotees who came in India and revived
the Krishna consciousness.
Yes,
right. Maharaj, so what sort of projects are you involved in at the moment?
At the moment, right now, we came across Srila Prabhupada's letters of 74 onwards to 76 before he left the body. He was very desirous to have a systematic, preaching in Thailand.
Thailand, wow.
In Thailand, Bangkok especially. Japataka Maharaj, Kavichandra Maharaj, Nrsinga Swami, and myself, baby Nrsinga Swami. We four are right now trying to develop. But Indian community, after much of setback in their faith, came to us as a complaint. But then Kavichandra Maharaj told me to look into that and see what we can do. The same people, they are gem dealers from Hong Kong and Bangkok. They helped to set up in Japan the temple there. But there was no oversight. So it was like a mix-up program. But he told me to be careful that this has happened. So to revive this, we started in Corona. During Corona, we organized, according to the local laws, to set up a registration, a kind of what they call Mulaniti. Mulaniti means original documentation of the organization.
Okay.
Right. And we were able to establish just for the tax purposes. We are not tax exempted then.
Oh, nobody.
Nobody.
All right. There's no charitable sort of status you can get there.
Not yet. They can do after observation. They can do later.
Okay.
But we have to perform those activities.
First, yeah.
So Indian community who came in contact with ISKCONs, but they were bereft in Thailand. So they were the one who wanted. So Kavichandra Maharaj entrusted me, and we took up with full faith and to fulfill desire of Srila Prabhupada. There was so much opportunity, but yet it did not manifest by any reason, So we are right now in process of acquiring the land. We already negotiated a particular piece of land, and everybody is very happy because it's in a location where Indian community can also reach out. But our main interest is developing the Thai community who are religiously pious Hindu clan.
That's right. You're right. Yes.
Yeah. Even the kingdom is a Chakri dynasty belonging to Hindu.
That's right.
And even though some members have been turned into Buddhist, but they respect Buddhism as an official religion in Thailand. But if you see, they have long trends of worshipping Brahma in every house.
That's right.
And all other demigods like Shiva, Parvati, Ganesh, they love Ganesh like anything. So they are expressing this in their art, dance, music, and the dramas even.
That's right.
They center around it. But that Indochina culture was spread even in Malaysia and Indonesia, Bali. Bali is still little intact. So the trends are there, and how come ISKCON cannot take the benefit of the pious nature? Prabhupada said that this is Siam, they were all worshippers of Krishna.
Really?
Yeah, Siam is Krishna, And that's in conversation with Srila Prabhupada, Yogeshwar Prabhu. He actually, in 1975, when he was in France, he was married to Jyotirmayi Mataji. She is a French devotee. He was working in a publishing unit there in Paris. And a Thai lady was also working. Yogeshwar made her a devotee. Prabhupada initiated her.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. And her boss and connection in a big company previous to that was Mr. Bongfung. Bonsung also. So he came there, and that Thai devotee introduced Yogeshwar. And he was so much impressed that he invited Yogeshwar. And he will give a big house and property to start the center and preaching.
In Thailand?
In Thailand, in Bangkok itself, and in a posh area, because he was a business giant, one of the most important. And he appreciated Srila Prabhupada, so he sent Thai silk as a gift, and Prabhupada wrote a beautiful letter to him, thanking him. But unfortunate situations are there. Prabhupada wanted Indians who are living near, they should go and run the center.
In Thailand?
In Thailand.
Is that your new project, Maharaj? That
so this will be the new project to counteract the ill effects as well as to reestablish the faith back in the Indian community and make them, participate in this program. At the same time, preach to the Thai community. So my desire is that to make an edifice on the basis of Hawa Mahal of Jaipur, which is very opulent, grandeur, palatial building, and that should be used as a guest house, and between there should be a temple, well protected and self-sufficient. So we have negotiated Thai 50 million bahts, equivalent to 2 million Australian, for the land itself. And I paid 10% down payment. Now, by the end of this December, we should be paying and purchasing the land.
Wow, Maharaj, what a vision, like a very gigantic, big vision for Krishna consciousness.
Surely.
It's really, really great to see that,
And I have to be enthusiastic to infuse the enthusiasm in my disciples and acquaintances.
Yes, I can see that.
And they're coming forward. So I'm spending very easy time with them, and encouraging, and they respond.
Oh, fantastic, Maharaj. I can feel that sort of childlike behavior in you, like, the desire to serve Krishna so much. And I'm sure everybody watching this would be actually feeling the same that I'm feeling.
Right. The foundation name is Radheshyam Sundar Foundation.
Wow, there you go, Radheshyam Sundar Foundation.
S-I-A-M, not Shyam. This is Siam was the original
Srila
name of
Prabhupada said.
Right,
That's right.
Prabhupada said
wow, you kept that Srila Prabhupada touch in that.
So,
Maharaj, that's awesome. Like, just coming back to New Zealand, I've personally known a lot of disciples of yours, and very, very strong preachers, and how they actually study Shastras and their love for you and love for the entire Vaishnava communities. You can see that they have so much desire to serve. What do you want to talk about New Zealand, Kiwi land, Maharaj?
Sab bhumi Gopal ki.
Yes.
Every land is Krishna's land.
That's right.
And wherever the community is spread out, I try to go.
Yes.
Encourage them.
Yes.
And as far as, I'm not much very studious, but I had a habit to read Bhagavad Gita one chapter daily since I was, 12-year-old, something like that. And I try to preach. Srila Prabhupada's purports are more convincing, and they are the one, who the fuel of my life.
That's right. They are the fuel. And when you say studious, I humbly say, Maharaj, I see that you're so studious. I've seen your lectures, and the presentations that you do is so systematic and so organized. It feels that you actually get the message very, very easily. So the layman to somebody who's been in Krishna consciousness for so many years, everybody gets the value out of this, Maharaj. So you're humbly saying that. I can see where you're coming from, but your intellectual and your disciples are doing such a nice service in New Zealand, Maharaj.
I think I live for my disciples.
Yes, you live for your disciples.
It's not an understatement.
Okay. And your disciples and non-disciples live for you.
Yeah, but at the same time, I want them to be within the fold of ISKCON. I don't have any separate interest.
Yes.
Except to fulfill desire of Srila Prabhupada.
Fantastic.
So my disciples will also imbibe the same
mood.
Motive. And Krishna is the ultimate director.
Yes.
So I always ask, I wish my disciples should be pure devotee by the end of their life, and they should also drag me back home, back to God.
Maharaj, so humble. We all know.
What can I say? You know, I have entrusted my life to all ISKCONs. I try to stay in Vrindavan because of health reason and other excuses, but somehow or other Radharani kicks me out like a football. I used to play football.
Okay. Well, we haven't discussed about the football, Maharaj. Bring your football on. Before we finish this, I just want to hear about your football thing.
Yeah, when I was in East Africa, I learned how to play football.
Okay.
East Africans are avid football kickers.
Yes. Did you play for the club or?
When I came back to do my studies in India, in the first year college in science, I joined the club. Then I became the captain.
Oh, the football club.
Next, and I remember in the inter-college tournaments, I score high.
Oh, really? Yeah. So you're a midfielder, the main?
Right, and
right at the front attacking?
Yeah, I'm in the center.
Center right. Oh,
center front.
Center front. Yes.
Is. So I can go everywhere.
You can go everywhere. That's right. No, look, that's really. I did not. I'm sure a lot of people did not know about football.
No. In India, nobody knows how to kick the ball. You know? At that time, you were. So we have to teach even. Yeah. But when we had to go in the interstate to some other town to play with that college, we were so discouraged. They do not know how to play football. Yeah. Yet they have a gang who make choreo out of it. And distract you. So you miss the ball, or you do this, or you commit mistake, and somebody will steal the ball away. So we lost there.
It's fine.
I still remember so many things of that.
No, I think, look, Maharaj, it was really great to talk to you. I felt that so much connection. And even though you say you're 80-year-old, I could see that you're actually a childlike person. So much love, so much enthusiasm, and so much smile and laughter. It just felt, we must have spoken for more than an hour, Maharaj. Yeah. And it just felt like he's been talking for I think I could speak with you for probably days, for your love, We want to do this again, Maharaj. So this could be part 1. I want to do part 1, part 2 as well. Whenever you come back, would you be open for a conversation again?
Next year.
Whenever you come?
Yeah.
Yes. Look, I think on that note, I just want to say thank you, Maharaj. Today was one of the best sort of conversation I had. I felt very much actually living with you, like when you were talking about the time in East Africa, in India, and then going into US, and the whole gamut of things that you touched upon today. I just felt so personal. So thank you so much, Maharaj. I really thank you for that. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.